I'm committed to making reusable gift wrap for all the gifts I give out this year. I have a lot of scrap fabric, so this works out perfectly well. It's also a really quick way to start and finish a project. It's a great morale booster. I don't think this is working. It's just a prop. The first thing you want to do to make this gift wrap is create the pattern. To start, you want to draw an outline of your gift. You always want to make sure there's a little bit of ease if your gift is not flat. So I'm measuring the base plus the width to draw the bottom of my rectangle. And then I'm measuring the height plus the width again to draw the height or width of my rectangle. So this is 4 inches. Now what I want to do is take half of this measurement and add it over here. So 2 inches this way and then 2 inches this way also. Then I'm going to square it up. Okay, so this draft is done. The next thing we want to do is add seam allowance. On one side, you want to add a 1-inch seam allowance. And then on this side, you're going to do 1/2 inch. On the top and the bottom, we're going to do 3/8 of an inch. Last thing to do is add notches and labeling. So I'm going to do a notch here, at the bottom, and then a notch at the 3/8 line. And that is your pattern done. So I'm using muslin as my fabric because I have a bunch of scraps. I would just say be mindful of lighter fabrics. If you do have something dark and you care if it shows through, I don't really mind. So I'm just going to pin and cut this out now. Okay, the next thing you want to do is press your seam allowance into place. I'm going to start with the 1-inch seam allowance side. So you're going to fold all the way to the notch and press it into place. Then you're going to fold it over again. Okay, so that's done. Now I'm going to go over to the 1/2-inch seam allowance side and do the same thing. So this is my notch. I'm going to fold up until the notch. And then fold over again. Now you want to figure out how you want to position this pouch. A lot of the pouches that I did, I positioned it so that the opening was right in the middle. But I think for the book, I want it to be closer to the side. So I'm just going to fold here. I'm going to make sure that these two are touching. So now that I have this positioned the way that I want, I'm going to press it into place. And then I'm going to flip it inside out because this is how we're sewing. So you want the 1-inch seam allowance to be underneath because that's the one that's going to be showing when we flip it right sides out. So now we're going to go sew. So I'm going to top stitch here and here first. This is the thicker one, so it'll be 1/2 inch. This is the thinner one, it'll be 1/4 inch seam allowance. So these are sewn. The next thing you're going to do is fold this over. You want the wider panel to be on the bottom, so it's the one that's showing. And then you want to sew 3/8 inch here and also 3/8 inch here. When you get to this point here, you can also reinforce it with a back stitch. Before you turn it right sides out, you can go in and cut some of the seam allowance with pinking shears. This is optional. You can also go in with a serger or a zigzag stitch. Now you can go in and turn it right sides out. Okay. And I just like to go in and point out the corners a little bit. And this is what it looks like done. Just gonna put the book in. For the pattern, you want to start with a square, and you get this measurement from your actual gift. You want to add a little bit to your measurement if your gift isn't completely flat, which I assume it isn't. So in my case, I added 1 inch all the way around mine. So my square has a side length of 16 inches. After that, you want to find the midpoint of each side and also the measurement of half of each side. So half of 16 is 8. Then you take that measurement and add it to those midpoint marks, extending outwards. After that, you connect those lines together to make an even bigger square. This pattern doesn't require seam allowance, so I just labeled it. This is the fabric I'm using today. It's a really lightweight cotton broadcloth. I used it for another project, and I have about 1.5 meters of it left. So I'm going to cut the pattern piece out of this and also create the bias binding out of it. I'm just ironing out my fabric here to get out any creases before I cut out the pattern. After that, I placed the pattern onto the fabric, I pinned it, and then I started to cut it out. So I want to measure the length of one of the sides and add 10 inches to it, so you'll be able to use that for the bow and to tie the gift. Okay, I want my bias binding to be 1/4 inch, so my total width is going to be 1 full inch because it folds over 4 times. And truthfully, I just had these strips here from before, which are exactly 2 inches in width, so I'm just gonna cut across, make them 1 inch each. I'm just trying to use up all my scraps. Hopefully this doesn't backfire and it looks good. And I'm gonna use my rotary cutter. Okay, so now we want to attach this bias binding together so that it's one long strip. And to do that, you mark 1 inch into your bias binding here, and then you draw a diagonal to the corner. And then you're going to pin it so this is perpendicular to this one. You're going to sew along this line. And if you do that, it's going to fold over and it's going to look like that. You do it on a diagonal so you can distribute the bulk of this seam. This is what it looks like. I'm going to continue to do the other 4 now. Now I'm just going to go and cut in some of this excess. And now I'm just going to go in and press this open. The next thing I'm going to do is create the bias binding with this tool. I'm using the 9mm. It makes it a lot easier. You just feed in your fabric. Just going to use this to push it through. And then you take it out the other end, and it should look like that. And then you basically just iron here. and you just follow it along. And then do the other 4. This is definitely the longest part, but just put on a show or something. That's what I'm gonna do. You also want to press this in half afterwards. Okay, now we're gonna attach the bias binding to the wrong side. Mine doesn't really have a wrong side, so I'm just going to attach it here. So I'm gonna start at one corner and I'm going to pin it all the way across. So when you do get to the end, you want to leave 1 inch open here and not pin that down or sew that down. So I'm going to pin from here all the way across. I'm going to go in with my ruler and just make a little dot where the 1 inch mark is, so right there. I'm going to do a base stitch right on this line. So I'm going to use a 1/4 inch seam allowance and basically just do a baste right on that fold line all the way down till I get to that 1 inch mark, and then I'm going to stop right there. Now you're going to continue the exact same thing on all of the sides, so the remaining 3. You're going to start right at the top, so all the way down up until you get up until 1 inch from the edge. After you're done the second side, you're going to continue to do the third side here with the bias binding, and then the fourth side here, again leaving 1 inch from the end. The next thing you want to do is continue this base stitch until you get to the end. But at the corner, you need to fold this over, and then you do the base stitch on top of that, like this. So this should be flat down, and then you're going to continue the base stitch all the way across to the end. After you're done sewing that base stitch all the way to the end, you want to go in and cut off some of this bulk here on this side, because we're going to be folding this over, and just so it can lay nicely on this side, it's easier to cut off some bulk now. And I like to do that with a rotary cutter, but you can also use scissors. The next step is to top stitch this all closed, so like that. What I like to do right before that is press the seam allowance into place. So I just pull up here and I press this down just so everything is lying flat. After that, just gonna go in and press this down. The next thing I want to do is a top stitch to enclose all of this. So you want to start from the end, go all the way across, and then you also want to close this. So continue on all the way till the end. When you get to the end, if you don't want this to be a raw edge, you can just fold it in and fold it like that. And so it looks like that. So to wrap, just lay down your fabric, grab your gift, and then you can take the sides, and I like to do a bow. So it's like a double bow. And that is how you wrap it.